We are taught that earning a high income requires a formal, unbroken sequence of events. You study, you collect credentials, and you eventually trade those certificates for a salary. But for many, that equation is failing to deliver. The traditional route often leads to a heavy debt burden and a rigid, high-stress job. Yet parallel to this, individuals with zero formal qualifications are building lucrative independent careers, earning in a month what takes others a year. The gap between these two realities comes down to a single, deep-seated illusion: the belief that your learning phase must be entirely finished before your earning phase can begin. When you wait to enter the market until you feel completely ready, you lock yourself into a cycle of perpetual preparation. You accumulate knowledge, but never apply it where it holds actual financial value. This hesitation usually leads to a secondary trap.
When beginners finally do offer their services, they list their technical proficiencies. They advertise that they know how to code or how to edit videos. By labeling themselves with the names of tools, they become indistinguishable from everyone else using the exact same software. When clients see a massive pool of identical labor, they treat the worker as an interchangeable expense. The only way left to win a contract is to lower your price, initiating a race to the bottom where the most desperate person gets the job. This behavior is a direct byproduct of standard educational systems. Schools evaluate students on a standardized rubric, rewarding those who conform to the average. It trains workers to blend into a marketplace, instead of distinguishing their unique utility. To escape this cycle and command higher compensation, you have to stop selling your time and your software skills. Profitable businesses are not interested in buying a list of features. They are purchasing a mechanism to get from their current state to a desired business outcome. To be perceived as an asset, a service must fulfill one of three core functions. It must actively generate more revenue, systematically save the business time, or noticeably cut operational costs. A business owner struggling to process incoming leads does not care if the person fixing their bottleneck has a college degree. They care about whether the new system works and if sales increase. Proving that you can deliver one of these results renders a traditional resume obsolete. The outcome itself becomes your credential. Knowing this, beginners often panic. They try to package 10 different offerings into a single pitch, hoping that sheer volume will mask their lack of confidence. The most effective approach is to strip the offering down to a single specific deliverable. A complex menu confuses the client, while a singular focus provides clarity. The smartest way to choose this deliverable is to lean into your natural disposition. A highly analytical person can build back-end data automations, while someone with a strong visual sense can focus on producing audience-building content. Narrowing your scope to one clear outcome for one specific type of business removes the overwhelm. It makes your value clear to a potential client. Claiming you can deliver an outcome is different from proving it. If you have no past clients, the fastest way to build that proof is the free sample method. You approach a local business, observe where their operations or marketing are bottlenecking, and offer to fix that specific problem at no cost. Doing this places you under the constraints of a real client. You have to navigate actual deadlines and market expectations. This pressure accelerates your skill development faster than sitting alone practicing on hypothetical projects. Successfully delivering a free result turns theoretical knowledge into physical proof. You now have a documented case study demonstrating exactly how your work impacts a business's bottom line. Delivering a good result is only half the equation. Clients who pay premium rates prioritize reliability and clear communication just as heavily as raw talent. If your work is excellent, but your emails are chaotic and deadlines are missed, the client will associate you with risk. Establishing back-end procedures for onboarding and project tracking prevents these errors. Implementing professional management software to handle your contracts and communications elevates your status. It allows a beginner to operate with the standards of an established agency. A frictionless experience makes the client feel secure. When a business trusts that a project will be handled predictably, they authorize higher budgets. Once you have the proof from your free sample and the operational systems in place, you must rebuild your entire public presence around the outcome you achieved. You delete the jargon and the software names from your profiles. Instead, you replace them with the financial or operational transformation you provide. When you speak to a new prospect, you resist the urge to send them a massive folder of uncurated work. You send them the single targeted case study that proves you can solve their specific problem. This pivot from explaining the mechanics of your service to explaining the return on investment is what allows two people doing the exact same work to charge different rates. The final mental barrier is understanding why a profitable company would write a $10,000 check when they could easily find someone online to do the labor for $500. It comes down to calculating risk. A cheap contractor requires constant supervision. A premium expert manages themselves and guarantees a frictionless result. Because you are selling that final result, never charge by the hour. Hourly billing punishes you for becoming faster and more efficient. The path forward requires action, not endless preparation. The next step is simply identifying one local business today, finding their bottleneck, and offering to fix it. Moving away from the crowded market of commodities and positioning yourself as the architect of a specific outcome is how you reclaim your time. It turns your skills into a clear, undeniable asset.